So now let me uh, uh, let's we continue. So today what we are going to do is that to continue our discussions about the game theory. So first we go for the topic that I would like to share with you today, that is dynamic game. Dynamic game with uh, complete and perfect formation. So this is the topic that we are going to share today. And then the second part that we are going to do today is to continue our reading about the globalizations. And then we'll come back for the review of game theory that we have discussed so far. There is static game, and today there is dynamic game. Okay, so these are the topic that we are going to have today. And let me start our discussions about the dynamic game. So can you follow my video clearly, most?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. So now, today, what we are going to do, as I have here, there is about the game theory in our textbook. Is second chapter, I think. So today we are going to see what we call it as a dynamic game. Dynamic game or the sequence game. Okay? So game in a sequel. So last class we saw the game in a continuous form. So now today we are going to discuss game in the dynamic or sequence form. So in order, so first, what the dynamics means that game come with the form where the player can see what the previous player have done. So in a dynamic game, we'll use the what we call it as the game tree to form the game. Or some do call it as extensive form. We use in game tree. And I think most of you have experience or have the knowledge about the game theory, but let's be put here. For example, we have two players. Players player one and player two. So player one start first. So here is player. So So this is the way we show or describe the game. Player one. So player one choose. Okay. So this point we call it as not. So player one choose. Let's say he has to strategy, or in this case, sometimes the strategy we call it as the action. Okay, let's say player one have two choices, left or right, left or right. Player one we choose left or right. So this is the way we describe his choice. So now in the second movement, player two, or in the second stage, so sometimes we call it a stage. So here is the choice of player two. Okay, the player two, let's say, has two choices too, left and right. Okay, left and right. So in this case, player two can see the choice of player one. So let's say player one choose L, and then player two choose L or R. Okay? Or player one choose R, player two choose L and R. And let's say the payoff is 2 for player 1, 3 for player 2, 4 for player 1, 5 for player 2, 3 for player 1, 2 for player 2, and 4 player 1, 3 for player 2. So we call it the last point here as the terminal node, terminal node, or the payoff node for each player. Okay, after they complete the game. So in this game, it shows a equal movement between these two players, player one and player two. And in this case, player one, okay, move first, and player two move after he saw the choice of player one. Okay, so we anticipate what is the player one choice. Okay. So this is the way we describe uh, the dynamic game, or we call it as extensive form. Okay, versus the normal form that we have for the game that we have seen before. Okay, for the continuous game. Okay? So that is the way we show the we describe the dynamic game. So there's a lot of game theory out there that presents the dynamic game. Okay, let's type this point in lay a bit. So hari ni kita nak perhatikan game yang dalam buku teks kita dia namakan sebagai dynamic game. Okay, permainan dynamic lah, permainan dynamic. So, permainan dynamic bermaksud game or permainan yang berbentuk berturutan. Sequence, berturutan. Jadi berturut. Contohnya kita ada dua pemain, player 1 dan player 2. So, kita gambarkan permainan itu dalam bentuk berturutan. Jadi, dia bermula kita gunakan apa kita panggil sebagai game tree ni. Game tree. game 3 for pokok permainan saya tak pernah dengar perkataan pokok permainan, tapi itu ada macam tu, pokok permainan. So player 1 mudah dulu. Okay, so player 1 mudah dulu. Ini note kita panggil. Konsep asas ni kamu kena faham sikit kalau kamu nak fokus on dengan lebih mendalam dalam game theory ni. Kita kena faham konsep ni. Sebab nanti game theory ni dia sebenarnya begitu besar dia punya bentuk dia. That's why dipanggil juga dalam bentuk apa kita panggil gambaran ini sebagai extensive form. Jadi bentuk extensive lah. So player 1 dia akan pilih dulu ataupun bertindak dulu. Dia pilih, katakan strategi dia ada 2, ataupun dalam case ikon ini, dalam form ni kita namakan strategi itu sebagai action. Pilihan lah. Jadi L dan R. So player 2 akan lihat L ataupun R itu. So ini pilihan player 2. Okay. Player 2 dia ada 2 pilihan juga, tapi dia akan jadi 4. Sebab apa? Sebab dia akan lihat L dengan R, pilihan permintaan mobil. So dia akan pilih L dengan R. Kira lah Okay. So ini pilihan player 2. Ini pilihan player. So ini payoff dia. Okay. Selalunya yang atas ni untuk payoff pertama, yang bawah ni untuk payoff kedua. Kadang-kadang dia letak macam ni. Selalunya dia letak atas payoff. Kita kata lah. Yang first tu untuk player pertama. And then ini payoff yang akan dapat kalau dia pilih A apabila player pertama pilih L. Dan ini dia akan dapat jika player 2 pilih L, player pertama pilih A. Dan ini yang dia dapat jika player 2 pilih A dan player pertama pilih A. Okay. Apa yang membezakan ini dengan game yang bentuk normal ataupun yang berbentuk apa yang kita panggil dulu, kita lihat apa kita panggil tu simultaneous. Okay. Pada serentak, simultaneous ni dia dengan tanah iaitu serentak. Yang dalam bentuk serentak adalah player kedua dia tak dapat lihat player pertama buat apa. Masing-masing tak dapat lihat. Tapi dalam dynamic game ni dia dapat lihat. Itu cerita. So that is the game 3 that present the game of sequencing. So do you have any questions about this? Ada apa-apa soalan tak tentang game 3 ni? Dan saya rasa kamu semua clear tentang ni. Mus ada soalan?
Doktor,
Yeah.
the difference between extensive form versus normal form.
Okay,
Can you
normal
repeat
form. Alright, so the difference between extensive and normal form is that normal form we use the payoff matrix.
Okay.
Matrix. Okay. So, question is, what is the difference between extensive form and normal form? Simply, we can say extensive form we use game 3. Meanwhile, normal form we use payoff matrix to illustrate the game. So you get it? Was?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, doctor. Thank you.
So any other questions? Fini?
No, doctor. Tak ada.
Oh, tak ada. Okay. Zakaria, do you have any questions?
No, doctor.
Alright. So this is what we call it as the dynamic game. So whether it is dynamic or whether it's static, what we want to find is equilibrium. point or next equilibrium. Alright, in dynamic game, one of the point that we focus is the credibility of the credibility. Because it is in equal. Because it is equal. We need to know the credibility of the tweet. So let's say this is the example of the game of non-credible tweet. Okay. Only this non-credible tweet. Okay, let's say there's a game where two players, play one and play two. So let's say player two will explode a grenade. Okay. Player two will explode the grenade. Okay, grenade. Or then if player two explode the grenade, that will kill both, meaning that we kill player one and player two. Okay? So both will be killed if player two explode the grenade. But player two will not explode the grenade if player one give him, let's say, 1,000 ringgit. 1,000 ringgit. So if player one give 1,000 ringgit, then player two will not explode. Okay. So player two will not explode the grenade. Okay. If player one give 1,000 ringgit. So now let's describe this game by using game 3. Why we can use game 3? Because this is the sequential game. Player 2 will not explode if player 1 gives 1,000. And player 2 will explode if player 1 don't give or give 0 ringgit. So in starting node, we have player 1, where player 1 will give 1,000 ringgit to player 2 or give 0 ringgit. Okay. So after solve, okay, this choice of player 1, player 2 now. So here is player 2. Player 2. The choice of player 2 is to explode or not. Okay. Explode, not explode, explode, not explode. Okay. So if player 1 give 1,000 and explode, what happens? Both will be killed. Okay. Both die. Right? And then if player 1 gives 1,000 and player 2, here is player 2, player 2 does not explode. And then what happened now? Yes, player 1 minus 1,000 and then player 2 got 1,000. Okay? So if player 1 give 0, okay, or if in kill or exploit not only 0, they got that. Okay. So if player 1 give 0 and then exploit, what happened now? Both die or 0. Okay. Player 1 give 0 and then player 2 do not or does not exploit. So what happened now? Player 2 got 1000 and player 1 got 0. Okay. So this is the game. This is the institutions of this game by using the game tool. So let me maximize this one that you can see here. So but does the trade is credible? Okay? Does the trade by player 2 is credible? So we can see whether it is credible by using the game tree. Okay? So before I show you the result of this game, let me put in Malay a bit. Okay. So ini gambaran game yang menggunakan game tree lah. Dalam satu konteks dalam simultaneous game ni kita akan jumpa, iaitu adakah satu-satu strategi itu kredibel, okay? Boleh dipercayai, boleh kepercayaan kepada strategi tu. Contohnya apa yang kita panggil sebagai non-credible threat, okay? Ancaman yang tidak boleh dipercayai, okay? Ancaman yang tidak boleh dipercayai. Contohnya, katakan ada dua orang pemain, player 1, player 2. Okay. Player 2 kata, saya akan letukkan bom tangan kalau player 1 tak bagi RM1,000. Tu sini kamu pernah tengoklah dalam drama-drama kan. Okay. Saya tak nak sebut ini drama teroris ke apa. Waktu saya belajar dulu, kami belajar tentang teroris ni lah. Macam mana kita nak buat strategi anti-terorisme. Dia guna kaedah ni lah. Okay, baik. Apa yang dia kata ni? Player kedua dan dia tak akan letukkan kalau dapat RM1,000. Kalau tak bagi RM1,000, aku letuk. Macam tu dia. Ayat dia lah kan. So I will stop this grenade if you don't give me 1,000. So that's the... Tapi adakah ancaman ini betul? Katalah kita tengok pada game 3 ni. So player pertama, okay, dan juga ini player kedua. Okay. Player pertama start dulu lah. Dia bagi RM1,000 ataupun dia tak bagi RM1,000. Tak payah bagi. Adakah dia bagi atau tak bagi? Tengok pada game. Player kedua kalau dapat RM1,000, kalau dia explode, dua-dua mati. Kalau dia dapat RM1,000, dia tak explode, dia dapat RM1,000 lah. Player pertama rugi dia kena bagi RM1,000. Kalau player pertama tak bagi, player kedua dia explode juga, dua-dua mati lah. Kalau player pertama tak bagi, okay, tak bagi, okay, and then, ni dia tak dapat RM1,000 lah kan. Dia tak dapat RM1,000. Dia pun kosong. Yes. So for this one, it should be. And, okay. Exploit. Okay. Not exploit. Okay. So, by looking at this game, now let me explain the result of this game. Does the trade by player 2 is credible? Okay. Or can we believe that player 2 will exploit the grenade? So now, player 1 between exploit and not exploit. Okay. What is the best? The best is not exploit. Why? Because it gives better uh, outcomes of for him. Between exploit and exploit, if player 1 gives 0, the best for player 2 is still not exploit. Okay? Why? Because between die and 0 outcome is better. Right? So for player 1, he can anticipate that player 2 will not exploit the granite. Why? Because he know for player 2, the best is not to exploit. Okay. So what is the best for him? For player 1, the best for player 1 is to not exploit. Okay. Why? Because this is a non-credible tree. Because this is non-credible tree. If the payoff is what we have in this game. So with this payoff, we can say this is a non-credible trade, meaning that player 2 will not choose or will choose not to exploit the granite. Okay? Choose not to exploit the granite. You got it? Yeah. Because player 1 know that player 2 will not, whatever it is, he will not exploit the granite because, yes, he also get that by exploring the granite. So there's a lot of game out there that have this kind of the credibility of the payoff. We may say the capability of the strategy. Alright, so let's put the outcome of this game in Malay. So kita dapati, bila kita tengok kepada payoff yang diberikan, player kedua antara exploit dengan not exploit. Antara exploit dengan not exploit. In case player pertama pilih apa kita panggil ni bagi 1000 ataupun tak bagi 0. Bila bagi 1000, mestilah player pertama akan tidak exploit lah. Okay. Kalau bagi kosong, apa pilihan dia? Not exploit juga. Sebab kita bandingkan dua ni kan. So, jadi player tahu bahawa ini adalah satu tweet yang non-credible. Kan? Yang non-credible dalam kes kita tengok payoff ni lah. Kan? Padahal dapat hadiah kan. Tapi ada juga kes-kes kita tengok dalam drama selalunya dia explode juga semua mati kan. Itu dia panggil apa? Yes, ada yang kata dia sebagai irrational ataupun dia penting di payoff dia lain. Payoff dia lain. Strategi dalam ketenteraan semuanya lah. Dia akan tengok konteks dalam konteks. Tapi the simple one dalam kes ini dapat ini bahawa dinamakan sebagai non-credible. Why? Because kita tengok dekat payoff function dia keadaan semacam rupa. But for our purpose here, just to have an idea how to use the game tree. And we saw that sometime by using this game tree, we can see the kind of non-credible tree. Okay, so that is about non-credible tree and about how using the game theory. How you use the game tree? The game tree. So At this point, do you have any questions? Ada apa-apa soalan? Alia, ada soalan? Alia, ada soalan?
No, Doctor.
Zakaria, do you have any questions? No? Mus, ada soalan?
Tak ada, Doktor.
Ada, okey, semua
Okey.
clear kat sini ya.
Okey.
Hebat okey. Nampaknya kamu semua dah faham konteks ini. So now let's we move our discussions to the following point. Okay. Okay. One of the methods to find the solution in the game tree, we call it as the backward induction. We call it as backward induction. So this is the technique to find the what we call it the equilibrium in sequential game. Okay. So let's say P1. P1 means player 1. And player 1 choose an action. Choose an action. So let's say the action is A1 from set of A1. So there's a lot of action of strategy in A1. We call it as the set of A1. Meanwhile, player 2 chooses an action A2 from set of A2 to his strategy set or his action set after observe A1. Okay. So this is the game as we have seen last example. So player 2 will choose A2. They will choose the action after observe what the choice of P1. Okay. So let's say the payoff of the player is U1, okay, A1 and A2. Right? So this is the payoff for player 1. Meanwhile, for player 2, the payoff is U2, A1 and A2. Okay. So in that payoff for player 2 also the functions of A1 and A2. Right. So in the dynamic game, the move occur in sequence. Okay. And then all previous moves are observed. All previous moves are observed. So player 2 in this case know all the moves in player 1. Okay. And the third one, pair of more knowledge. So player 1 and player 2 know the payoff of each other. Right? So if the game is this kind of rule, we call it, this is the dynamic game with perfect and complete information. If the game is like this, they move in sequence and players know all the move of others and the payoff common knowledge. Okay? So if this is the rule, this is the settings of the game, then we call it. So this is the dynamic and perfect information and complete information. Let's say the chess. Have you played chess? Yes. For playing chess, so second mover know what is the choice of player, the previous player. Right? Meaning that player, black players know the movement of white player because white player moves first, okay, in the chess game, and they know the payoff. Okay. So, in order to find the solutions of this one, we use the backward induction. And so, what is backward induction? Is that we start analyze the game by analyzing the player two payoff. Okay. So we have player one and player two. So player two move second. So meaning that in the game is at the second place, at the second stage. Okay. So to solve this game, we use this analysis or this technique. We call it backward induction. So we maximize play two payoff function. Then play two payoff function as here. Okay. So we max the play to choice. That is the item in the play to set of strategy. Okay. So for each any kind of A1, okay, play to optimization problem has a unique solution. So that solution can be denoted as R2 regarding A1. Okay. There is, we call it a better response. Okay. Of play 2 regarding any point or any choice of play 1. Right? So this, they have the solutions or the reactions of player 2. So in a simple way, we solve the layer 2 payoff first. And then we solve the player 1 payoff. Okay. So it comes first, it comes second. So we make the utility of or the payoff of player 1. There is regarding the choice of player 1. Player 2. So at this stage, player 1 already know what is the choice of player 2. Why? Because player 2 respond to the choice of player 1. Okay? So, so we make player 1 choice. There is a set of player 1 strategy. So if there is a unique solution, so let's say the solution is A S tick 1. So we found out that in the backward induction, thus in backward induction is A1 asterisk is the response of second player, the expected response of second player regarding A1 asterisk. Okay, so this is the backward induction outcome of the payoff of the result. Okay. So by having this kind of point, we found out that by using backward induction, it will not have the non-credible truth. Okay. So we illustrate, actually backward induction here illustrate how we solve the game. So we solve the second player game first, and then with that result we form the player 1 payoff. Okay. So player 2 actually will respond best to the player 1 payoff choice. And then player 1 maximize it set off at the better response of the player 2. But as player 1 no, and player 1 can move first. Okay, so it bases choice on the credible of the second player choice. Okay. So there is. So in the game theory point of view, so here is the way we describe the solution techniques that we call it as backward induction. Okay. So now let me put this point in Malay a bit. Okay. So teknik untuk menganalisis game yang berbentuk sequel atau game tree ini kita namakan sebagai backward induction. Okay. Backward induction. Saya namakan dia sebagai dia panggil apa kita panggil dia backward induction ni induksi teraruh. So dalam kes ini kita akan lihat ataupun menilai daripada belakang maksudnya kalau ada dua stage kita akan mula daripada stage yang kedua ataupun player yang kedua. Contohnya player pertama pilih action daripada A1, player 2 pilih action A2. Okay. So katakan ini payoff player 1 dan ini payoff player 2. So kalau game ini dalam bentuk sequence dan semua choice yang ke belakang tu boleh dilihat, so bukan choice ke belakang, choice sebelumnya. Okay. Kalau ada dua player ni, player kedua boleh lihat apa player pertama buat. Dan semua player tahu payoff semua ataupun function payoff pada semua pemain. So kalau permainan yang berbentuk macam ni kita namakan sebagai permainan dinamik dengan maklumat lengkap. Dia punya apa nama dia? Perfect and complete. Lengkap dan sempurna. pelengkap sebenarnya satu istilah untuk kita gambarkan bahawa semua move ni kita dapat lihat dan semua pilihan tu dapat dilihat. Ada beberapa stage pun, kalau game tu ada 10 stage pun, semua stage belakang tu diketahui. Dan semua payoff tu diketahui. Katakanlah game yang ada 10 pemain, jadi 10 pemain semua payoff diketahui. Okay, kita dalam ekonomi tak ada lah. Saya nampak lagi game yang macam tu, tapi kalau dalam politik dan sebagainya ada. Ya. Tapi ini kita nak gambarkan. Jadi apa teknik yang kita nak solve ni adalah kita akan solve layer 2 dulu. Sebab dia berada di second. Okay. So secara umumnya, so kita maksimalkan dia punya payoff. Okay. Jadi payoff layer 2 ini, bila kita maksimal dia, kita akan dapat apa yang kita panggil dia sebagai best response. Best response player 2 terhadap choice player 1. Okay. So, kita dapat lagi. So, kita teruskan lagi analisis kita kepada player 1. Maksudnya, terus kepada payoff player 1. Dan kepada top stage lah dalam case ni. So, kita maksimalkan dia punya utility. Jadi, hasil kajian ini adalah, hasil daripada analisis ni adalah, hasil kajian tu analisis adalah apa choice player 2 dan player 1. So choice player 1 ni dia akan dapat lah. Sebab dia so kita akan dapat choice player 1 plus dengan choice player 2. Choice player 2 adalah dia punya best response tadi. Sebenarnya dalam bentuk ni, dalam bentuk nilai lah. Okay. Dalam bentuk matematik lebih kurang macam ni kita gambarkan. Okay. Bila kita tengok game nanti kita akan perasan. Okay. So that is the point, what we call it as backward inductions. And after we see the example, I think you can understand the meaning of the backward induction. But in simple, we can say backward induction is the technique to find the solution in game 3 or in the extensive form or in the dynamic. Do you have any questions now? Ada apa-apa soalan? Mus, do you have any questions?
So far, no, Doctor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have you heard about this analysis or the technique, backward induction?
Yes, Doctor. Under
Oh.
Dr. Sufyan, we learn about the economic strategy, Doctor. The
Alright.
backward induction. Yeah.
Okay. So you are very familiar with this technique, yeah? Okay, so Afini, do you have any question?
No, Doctor.
Okay. Zal, do you have any question?
No, Doctor, thank you.
Okay. So Alia, do you have any questions?
No, Doctor.
Alia?
No, Doctor.
No. Okay. So if you don't have a question, I have a question to you, Alia.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is backward induction?
Can you repeat again, Doctor?
Pardon, Alia?
Yeah. Can you repeat again, Doctor?
Okay. What is backward induction?
One induction. Backward
Yeah.
induction.
Yes.
It's between two player want to solve about it's two player, player 1 and player 2 to memilih action yang terbaik.
Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you, Alia. So, Sharawali, I have the same questions to you, Sharawali.
Yep.
Okay, so what is the backward induction technique, Sharawali?
Action.
Hello, Sharawali?
Yes, doctor.
Yeah. So
So
what is the answer for the what is backward induction?
so the game start from the last decision.
Okay. So we analyze the game from the last stage. Okay. So this is the backward induction. It's a simple one, but it's a very comprehensive idea, very good idea how to find the solution in a game too. Okay, with that, let's take a break and have coffee. Okay, now we about 1 hour of discussion. For the first break, I would like to have about 20 minutes of rest. 20 minutes of rest because we need more power for the next game. Okay, for the next game three. So may we have 20 minutes of rest, Sharawali?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, so most we have 20 minutes, okay?
Okay, doctor.
All right, so
Yeah.
we meet again at 9:40. 9:40.
9:40.
Okay, inshallah. We meet again at 9:40. So please have your coffee. 9:40 we meet again.
Yes, doctor.
Okay.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. So now let's continue our discussions. Okay. So I like to give you this game. So we have two players. Let me describe it by using the game theory. I use black instead of red. Okay. Have player one. Okay, so player one has two choice L, R, and if L and then 2, 0, player one got 2, player 2 got 0. And if R, player 2 here, so he is the player 2, 2. Player 2 has also 2 strategy, L prime and R prime. Okay. So if L is pair of if 1, 1, okay, that one for play 1, 1 for play 2. If R prime, then play 1 again. So play 1 at the third stage, with L double prime and R double prime strategy. If L double prime, the pair of is 3 and 0. If R double prime, the pair of is 0 and 2. Okay, so this is the game. You got it, Elia? Elia, are you there?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, Zhao, are you there, Zhao?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, so now please find the solutions of this game. So I give you 5 minutes to find the solutions of this game. Okay, so please find the solutions of this game yourself. I give you 5 minutes. Okay, to find the solution and the reason of that solution. Okay, so don't worry, I will not give you any punishment if you are wrong, but I want your idea to explain your solution. So by 9:50, so it's now it's about 9:45. So by 9:50, I will come back and let's see the solutions that you suggest. Okay, you got it? You got it, Zakaria? Most you
Yeah,
got
yeah,
it?
Doctor.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
doctor. Screen
Yeah.
not appear.
So I give you 5 minutes.
Okay, Doctor.
Player one will choose L prime, and player two will choose L prime. Player one will choose L double prime because he has a better payoff. Then after that, player two will choose L prime since he know that the L prime is better off from L prime prime, L double prime. And then player one will choose L since the player one have uh, pair of two better than one at L prime. So means that the player this game, the option that the player one have is to choose L since it's known that the player one will choose the if he choose player one will choose this one is 0 2 0 2 the best option that we have. Of course the player one choose 3, so Malaysia regional 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 trade agreement regional trade agreement with US.
Hello. Uh, I would like to take a few times. I will come back again. It's
Okay,
okay?
okay, doctor.
Okay. All right. What is the solutions for this game? So let's start with Alia. Alia, what is your answer?
My answer is player one choose round three means it choose L2 because he got 3. When he choose R2 he got 0. Is right, Doctor?
Okay. Alright, so that is your solution. So what is the player 2 strategy?
Oh,
R
player-
prime?
Player 2 chosen L1 because he got 1, a pair of 1. When he choose R, he got 0.
Okay. So does player 2 will choose R prime?
Player 2 choose L1.
L1. Okay. So if player 2 choose L1, so the game ends. Okay, so thank you, Alia. So how about
Okay, Doctor.
Afini? So what is your answer, Afini?
Start from level 1 Doctor, or level 3?
Okay. Any point? What is your answer? You can start any point.
Okay.
Okay.
If at level 1, player 1 should choose L lah, because he will get 2. And
So the
then,
game ends.
yes,
Okay. So that is your answer.
yeah.
Okay. So how about others? How about Safika? What is your answer? Safika, are you there?
I'm here, Doctor, but I just saw
Okay.
the one that Doctor shared because before this my internet not okay, so I just so
Okay.
share to me. So
Okay.
I'm
So
still
take
working
your
on.
time. So let do you have answer now or you want more time?
I need more time, Doctor. I just saw
Okay.
the
Thank you. Let's go to Sharawali. So what is your answer, Sharawali?
The optimal strategy for player 1, choosing L2, Doctor.
L2. Okay. So
3,
how about player 2?
player 2, player 2, player 2 payoff depend on player 1 choice. So player
Okay.
2 choose R1.
R1.
R
Okay. So R prime.
prime.
Okay.
The payoff 3.0.
Zero. Okay. So that is your answer. Thank you, Sharawali. I don't say that whether your answer is right or wrong. Okay, so thank you, Sharawali. And how about Zakaria? What's your answer? Zakaria, are you there?
Yeah, Doctor, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, L player 1 will choose L3. And then player 2 will choose R1. Then player 1
So
will
your
choose
okay. So
the
your
optimal.
answer is that player 2, in this case, player 2 choose player 2 choose R1, and then player 1 choose L prime, L double prime, right?
Yeah, correct, Doctor.
Okay, so that is your answer. How about Zhao? So what is your answer, Zhao?
Yes, I also think I will choose like the same as Zakaria.
Okay, so means that player 2 are prime. and then player 1 L double prime. Isn't it, Zhao?
Yes.
So your answer is
Yes, our answer is the same as Zakaria.
okay. So you follow Zakaria. How about Mus?
Yes.
Mus,
Okay.
alright.
This is the backward induction method.
Okay.
Since the backward induction method, all player have the same perfect informations,
Yeah.
meaning that it started with the last or the bottom one from the tree, this tree. So for the player one, the best option that the player one have is to choose L double prime, which is the player one get better off 3,
Yeah.
and after that the player 2 will choose for the L1, since the player 2 know that the player 1 choose the L2, which is they have the 0 payoff. So that's why the player 2 will choose the L prime, because they have
Okay.
a better off for 1 instead of 0.
Okay.
And after that, the player 1 will choose the L, since they know the player 2 will choose the L prime, which is they have the less better off instead
Okay.
of L.
Okay.
What I mean, the player 1 will choose the L because it have the payoff 2 instead of 1. So the last option for the player 1, he will choose L, doctor. That's with the complete the game.
So meaning that
Yeah.
this game end at the first stage.
Yeah, at the first stage, because this is abduction, so the player 1 know the informations what the player 1 is know. The bottom one, if the player 1 is move first, they know what they have the better off. But after the player 1 have the decision, then the player 2 have to choose what the player 1 said. At the end, the player 1 know that the player 2 will choose the L prime, since they have the better off.
Okay.
Okay. So
So
L prime, L prime.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you,
More.
doctor.
So
Yeah.
simply the idea that most gave to us is that this game will end at the first stage where player 1 choose L. Isn't it?
Correct, doctor.
Alright. Okay, so now let's move to I think Auni. Auni haven't yet, alright? Auni, so what is your answer, Auni?
My answer is at first stage, player one choose L and end the game because they know information is either.
Okay, so Auni also has the same answer as Mus, isn't it?
Yes, doctor.
So Auni, your answer is similar to Mus, right?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. So now come back to Sharawali. So what is your answer, Sharawali? Oh, sorry. I think who's that? Oh, Shafika. Sorry, Fika.
Yeah, I choose for player 1 is R, doctor. So
Okay. So what your question is that?
so will be R prime, and then I choose L prime 2. So the result will be final payoff will be 3-0.
Okay. So your answer is that R, R1, and L2.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So there is the idea from the Shafika. All right. So thank you. So you all have the idea and know already how to find the solution in game 3 by using backward induction. So actually, this game want to show to you what we call it the rationality. Rationality in a game or rationality in completing the strategy. Okay. So if player one is a rational, what is his choice? So you know that his choice would be to have this choice L. Why? Because he know if he don't or he choose R, then player two will play L prime, or player two will play R prime. Okay, right? So if player two play R prime, then player one will choose L double prime. Okay. So does this game reach to this stage? Okay, we have here stage one, here stage two, and here stage three. Okay, so at stage one, S1, S2, let's say we put it as here. So if this game reach to stage three, player one will know that player two is irrational. And similar at stage two, player two know that player one is irrational. Okay? Why? Because player one choose the payoff that yes, not a better of playoff. Okay? The worst of playoff. So player one is irrational. So if we base our analysis by assuming that player are rational, then as Smith and I think Audi agree that this game actually will end where at the first stage there is player one choose L. Okay. So if player one doesn't choose L and they are irrational, player one know that player two is irrational, player two know that player one is irrational. Okay, so that's one. But if the players are rational, then the game is end at the first stage. There is player one choose L, and the game is end. Okay, so that is the question. Okay, so you may find some games that come with that solutions too. Okay, now let's move our analysis to show the game in economic point of view. Okay, so there is Stackelberg game. Some of you have learned this model, some are not. So let's see this game. Okay, so this is Stackelberg game. So there are two firms competing in one market. So let's say two firm, there is firm one and firm two. Okay, so they produce a similar product and now compete for the market. Okay, let's say they are compete by the quantity that they produce for the market. Okay? So we can illustrate simply in a game where we use the game theory to show this one. So let's say we have form one at the first stage. So form one actually choose the quantity. So there are a lot of quantity out there that form one may choose. Okay, from 0 to 1, 2, 3, and until might be infinite. Okay, or might be some infinite amount there. So that is the form one choice. Meanwhile, for each choice that form one choose or have chosen, then form two will act or respond to that. That is the form two choice. Okay, so for each for each choice, then there is the response of form two at the second stage. So actually, this is the game. If we show it by using the game tree, okay, it's very complicated, but we cannot use this game tree to describe this one. But we use just the yes, the payoff function. So what is the payoff function of form one or these two firms? So here is the payoff for form one. Pi one, there is quantity of its own and then quantity of the second firm of firm two. Okay, there is quantity of firm one times the uh, demand. Okay, so we describe demand as follows. So this is the demand or quantity in the market and minus PQ1. So this is the cost production. Okay. So and this PQ actually is the amount in the entire market. A minus Q. Or this Q actually is the Q1 plus Q2. Q1 plus Q2. You got it? Okay. So let's say C is a constant marginal cost. Meanwhile, for firm two also we have similar equations here. So for firm two, pi two, Q1, let's say we put the Q2, Q1, and then Q2 times the Q minus the Q2. Okay. So how to solve this game? How to solve this game? Get back to the idea that we have now. That we use the backward induction. We use the backward induction. Okay. Are you following me? Are you following me?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. So now by using backward induction, we start at the second stage. That is, we see the maximizations of firm two. So max amount of firm two that is larger than zero. Okay. Let's say this no zero, or even we can put it zero. Okay, max zero. Pi two. Okay. Q2, Q1. Okay. There is the amount of the okay Q2 times A minus Q1 minus Q2, okay, minus P Q2. Okay, you got it? Yeah, okay. So now we maximize it. Delta, let me put this delta clearly, or I use the partial derivative. So pi 2 over pi Q2 is okay, A minus Q1 minus 2Q2 minus P equals 0. So here is so the collision shown by that, what we have is what we have here. So what we have here
Yeah,
is
below one.
that
Yeah.
2Q2 equal to A minus Q1 minus C. Okay?
Okay, okay, okay. Tak tahu bila dia pun nak main. Kat rumah.
So Q2
Ada kat bawah.
is A minus Q1 minus C over 2. So that is the response of Q2. This is one. And then by the one is what we have here. What we have here is that two and Q1. So we have Q1, Q2, so Q1, Q2. That's Q2. Okay. Equals 0. Isn't it? Yeah. Q2 equals calculations here. A minus and we go to the first stage, max Q1 greater than 0, if by 1, Q1 of square 1, okay, there is max of Q1 greater than 0, Q1 times A minus 1 minus R 2 Q1 minus 1 okay. So here similarly what we have is that 2 pi 1 pi 1. Okay. So that is repeat the question here. Now we put what we have the response of the one regarding the from 2. Here we have P1 A minus P1 2 minus P1 A minus P1 C 2 minus P1 C. Thus what we got is A minus 2 Q1 minus C, so Q1 is A minus C over 2. And one here, we found out that Q2 okay, So we found out that in this case, what we have is that Q2, in this case, what we have here, and then we put up here, so we found that Q2 is 2C over 2. Okay? So, or Q2 is C. Okay? So, we found out that in Stackelberg case, compared to the Purno, what we have seen in the simultaneous game. Okay? So, Stackelberg is a game of Purno in sequence. Meanwhile, a simple Purno, okay, or static game that we have before, Stackelberg is the sequence game or dynamic game. So there is Purno in the simultaneous. We found out that the amount of productions of two firms, firm 1 and firm 2, different between the types of game. If they compare in dynamic, then we found out that the leader of the market or leader firm or the what we call it as the dominant game. What we call it dominant firm will produce more. So the leader will produce more instead what we have seen in the Purno. Okay, in Purno, we found out that both firms produce similar amount of productions. So it is clear to us that if the game is in dynamic or in the sequence game, we found out that it affects the strategy of firm. So we affect the strategy of firm compared to the static. Meaning that in the static game, there is or the game where firm cannot see the move or the choice of others, then the outcome will be confirmed with the game, with the dynamic static. So that is the point that we may see in the next class, where I will explain to you about the game when there is stage where government come to the first stage and then firm come to the second stage. Okay, so there is the effect of that kind of setting, or there is the effect that you can see in the real world when government intervene to the market by setting those policies. While we can analyze that kind of game or that kind of policy, because we use this concept of the dynamic game. So those policies out there can be described by using this kind of analysis or this kind of illustrations that we call it dynamic game, and then we use the backward induction to analyze it. Okay, let me put this point in Malay a bit. So now kita perhatikan game yang pernah pun kamu belajar, iaitu Stackelberg. Boleh? So, saya cuma nak jelaskan dalam konteks game teori dan kenapa kita boleh guna macam tu dan kenapa dia berbeza dengan game yang bukan berbentuk dynamic. Okey, dalam Stackelberg game katakan ada dua firm pertama dan firm yang kedua. Dan mereka bersaing dengan kuantiti katakan. So kita dapat illustrate dengan game 3. firm yang pertama membuat keputusan dulu, iaitu dia pilih berapa banyak dia nak keluarkan. Firm kedua lihat kepada berapa banyak ni dia akan bertindak. So kalau kita tengok dalam game 3, inilah bentuk dia. Tapi tak mungkin kita nak buat dalam game 3 dalam konteks ini. Terlalu rumit. Jadi kita terlalu ekstensif. Jadi kita just analyze dengan menggunakan idea backward induction. Iaitu kita dah tahu dia punya profit function. Profit function first 1 dan profit function first 2. Katakan ini bentuk profit function. Hampir sama antara firm 1 dengan firm 2. Okay. Semuanya di market sekarang ni sebabkan dua-dua syarikat mengeluarkan barang. Jadi kuantiti di pasaran adalah jumlah Q1 dan juga jumlah Q2. Jumlah yang dikeluarkan oleh firm yang pertama dan jumlah yang dikeluarkan oleh firm yang kedua. Jadi kita gunakan backward induction bermakna kita analyze di second stage dulu. Jadi bila kita analyze di second stage, kita maksimalkan pi 2. Pi 2 ini adalah firm 2 punya profit function. Okay. Jadi point dia adalah di stage yang kedua ini, iaitu kita memaksimalkan firm 2 punya profit. Jadi kita akan dapat R firm 2, okay, iaitu dia punya respon dia. Okay, respon firm 2 berdasarkan kepada keluaran Q1. Jadi dalam first stage pula kita analyze kuantiti yang dikeluarkan oleh firm yang pertama. Okay. Jadi kita dapati kuantiti dia berlaku begini. Okay. Jadi analisis ini menunjukkan kepada kita apa? Kalau kita bandingkan dengan model yang kita lihat sebelum ini dalam kurno biasa dengan dalam Stackelberg, kita dapati dalam Stackelberg leader di pasaran ataupun dominan di pasaran ini, mereka akan menguasai pasaran lebih. Itu yang berlakunya. Jadi kenapa berlaku macam itu? Kita dapati bahawa dari segi game, kerana dia ada kuasa menentukan dulu. Sebab dia berada di first stage. Macam kita tengok tadi, case yang tadi, yang rationality tu. Sebab player pertama, dia berada di first stage. Jadi dia dah tengok dah, oh, kalau pay off ni lebih baik dia end the game. Kan? Nampak? Itu sebenarnya yang berlaku dalam setting di luar sana. Okay, jadi game ni adalah sebenarnya kita sebagai peneliti, kita nak tengok game ni sebenarnya berhenti kat mana. Bukan maksudnya dia boleh sampai stage seterusnya dalam kes yang segitu. Atau dalam kes ini, walaupun second player dia tahu bahawa dia adalah follower, okay, dan dia dah tahu bahawa dia adalah follower yang terpaksa keluar sedikit. Kenapa dia tak berkeluar lebih? Sebab kalau dia keluar lebih, dia tak optimum. Okay, nampak tak? Okay. Contohnya yang optimum dia adalah di dalam game ini. Contohnya dalam pilihan ni. Okay. Kenapa dia tak pilih yang ni? Bukan tak pilih yang ni, pilih ni. Ataupun kuantiti yang lebih besar. Sebab yang besar tu sebenarnya tidak optimum bagi. Yang optimum semua ini. Berdasarkan kepada reaksi ini. Contohnya macam tu. So, kenapa kita tahu tu? Sebab kita menggunakan konsep backward induction. Itu idea dia. Alright, so this point kamu akan dapat lebih detail dalam buku teks. Sila baca buku teks yang ini, yang lepas. Dan selepas ini saya akan bagi exercise kepada kamu. Exercise yang kamu buat di rumah, tapi saya boleh kira dia sebagai markah kuis lah. Okay. So that is the point that I want to show to you. That is, by using dynamic game, we found out that the solutions or the payoff or the outcome of the game different with the game in the static game. So why this happened? Because of the dynamic phenomenon that they have out there. So that's the game. There's a lot of this kind of example out there in the real world. So what happens to the setting of the outcome of any competition between firms? So in this case, for example, why firm 2 doesn't choose the higher quantity of fractions and the quantity that's less to the firm 1? Because firm 2 know that each firm is the follower. So it must be set at the lower quantity in order to have the optimum solution. Okay? So it must act to the amount that firm 1 produced. And firm 1 also know the actions of firm 2 because this is the game of complete and perfect competition. So that is the best amount there. So we can now reach this outcome of this solution because we have used the backward induction idea. Okay? So you may get detail in our textbook. Read again chapter 1 and chapter 2. Chapter 1 on the coordinate competition and chapter 2 on the Stackelberg. And my solution and my calculation is not right here as what I showed to you. So you must check yourself in the textbook. Okay, so next week, inshallah, I will give you the exercise of this game based on this game, and then I will count it as the some point of your quiz. Okay, so but the exercise, I don't want to call it quiz because I will give you, and you have a chance to think yourself, discuss with your friend, and take home. Okay, so actually you are home now. Okay, so that is my point about the game that you have been to do. So our point today, what we have learned is that first we have learned what we call it as the dynamic game. So today we have learned what we call it is the dynamic game. So you can now say that dynamic game is when from in sequence, and we may show it by the jury game. So, but this is not important to us. But what important to us is that the game is in sequence. So there is the player that act first, and we have a second player that act in the second stage, third player in the third stage, and so on. Or you may also say that there is stages of it. So how to analyze this game? We use the backward induction. Backward induction. Okay? So there is. So these three words, there is dynamic game and backward inductions. In international trade point of view, actually we base our analysis on the Fourneau or Bachmann for the analysis. Okay? So that is for today about the game theory. Now we would like to move to the second part of our analysis. Our point today, there is the globalizations. But before we go for that point, do you have any questions? Amos, do you have any questions?
Yes, Doctor.
Yeah, okay.
So,
What's your
okay.
question?
For the Stackelberg, this Stackelberg, okay, we know the Stackelberg is consists of the leaders and followers. Means that they have one move and another will follow. Is this means that the Stackelberg only happen in the imperfect market? For example, like Doctor said in last previous class, Boeing and Airbus.
Okay.
Right. That's we call the Stackelberg. By using the game theory, of course, what I can say, summary from the doctor said, summary from the leading for the Stackelberg means who are moving first will get better payoff compared to the follower. Compared to the Kunert, Doctor, is that Kunert same in the imperfect competition, in the imperfect competitive, but in the Kunert they go simultaneously. So meaning that in the Kunert they share their profit equally. Is it right, Doctor? That's my question. Two points on the Stackelberg and Kunert, Doctor. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay. All right. So your first question is that does we need the assumption that the market is imperfect competition? All right.
Yes.
Okay. And the second point is that if they are in a simultaneous game, could know that we have seen last class is this simultaneous game. Compare in the sequence game, we found out that in a simultaneous, they will share the market equally.
Yeah.
Instead, in simultaneous, in sequence, we found out that the leader has more, right?
Yeah, yeah. Is it
Okay,
true?
so that's the questions by most. Okay, so let me summarize the questions first. The first one is, do we need the imperfect market conditions to analyze this kind of game? And the second one is that does leader get more when they compete in this kind of what they call it as dynamic game or the sequence game? Okay, so that is the questions by most. But to answer the first one, yes, we need these simple assumptions or the basic assumptions that firm are in imperfect competition. Why? Because in imperfect competition, firm need to compete. Okay, they can adjust price, they can adjust what we can quantity and so on to have the market power. In perfect competition, there is the basic assumptions that firm cannot influence the price. Okay, firm is a price taker. Okay, so how much they compete, how much they want to push the price or to push the quantity, they cannot affect the entire market. Okay, so they don't need the strategy in perfect competition market. Actually, we can say that. Simply, we can say that they cannot influence the price. Eh? So that's why they don't need any strategy. What they need just a plan. Okay. So that's a simple way to say that. And the second point is that the second question is that does leader get more? Yes, by using Zuckerberg, we found out that leaders get more. Okay? Leaders get more in the market. When they compete in quantity, then leaders get more. So that is the answer for the second one. But it depends on the profit function. Okay? So in this simple profit function, we found out that the leaders get more and the leaders get the market power. Okay. For example, let you see Apple and other producer in the smartphone market. Apple gets more. Why? Because Apple is the leader in the market. They compete in quantity maybe, or now they compete in quality. So they are the leader in quality, and because of the best of their quality, so they can get more in the market. When the consumer are concerned about the quality of the smartphone. If consumer are not consider about the quality, then in terms of competition, firm do need to care about the quality. So that's the answer. All right. So back to the example that the most share with us, there is Boeing and Airbus. In some kind, maybe there is a sequence game that Airbus move first and then maybe Boeing follow that. But in some stage, in some example, there might be a simultaneous game between Airbus and Boeing when they don't know what is the choice of the rival or their competitor. So in this case, Boeing don't know what the choice of Airbus, and Airbus don't know what the choice of Boeing. So they just can anticipate, and they just guess what the others will do. So that is my question. So simply to put my question, my answer. So simply to put, my answer is that for the first one, yes, we need the imperfect competition condition. Okay. And the second point, there is in most of the game, the leader gets more in the market because they are the leader in the market. But in some games, we call it as the second mover advantage. So in some games, there is the situation where the second mover is better. So that kind of game we call it second mover advantage. But there's a game what we call it first mover advantage. Okay? So that is my answer, Mus. You got it?
Okay. Thank you, Doctor. Clear.
Alright. So any other questions? Sarawali? Sarawali, do you have questions?
No, Doctor.
No. Okay. Zhao, you have questions?
No, thank you, Doctor.
Okay. How about Zakaria? Do you have any questions?
No, Doctor. Thank you.
Okay. And how about Auni? Auni, do you have any questions?
No, Doctor.
Safika?
No, Doctor. Thank you, Doctor.
How about Alia?
No, Doctor.
And how about Afini?
No, Doctor.
Okay, so I have a question for you, Afini.
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, what is the dynamic game?
Dynamic game is kita nak tengok the sequence pilihan kita tu melalui sequence. So dia ada stages, tapi kita akan ambil juga backward induction tu sebelum kita membuat pilihan yang tepat.
Okay. So thank you, Afini. So the answer is that dynamic game is a game in sequence or the game that has stage. Then in order to analyze this game, we use backward induction. So that is the answer. You got it, Afini?
Yes, Doctor.
Yeah, so that is. Okay.
Sorry,
Dynamic
Doctor,
game
sorry.
is a game in
Sorry.
sequence. Yeah.
Doctor, ulang sekali.
Ulang lagi, okay. Dynamic game is a game in sequence or the game that has stage. And we use backward induction technique to analyze this game.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Itu yang awak nak cakap kan?
Betul.
Okay. So how about the others? You got it? You got my answer? Mus dah faham dapat jawapan saya tadi?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay. So actually here we have backward induction, but they are also technique what we call it as forward induction. But I don't want to touch that point because most of our analysis here we use the backward induction. So now we come to the last part of our class today. That is we are going to continue our discussions, our reading of this technique that is what we call it globalization. Okay. So now to our game theory. No, not give this one. Right? What we want to is the book of technique. Okay, so let's take a rest for just 5 minutes. Now rest for 5 minutes. You got it, Mus? Okay.
Okay, Doctor.
Okay, just before we turn to globalization, take 5